Hello students, I am Sheikh Fatima, your English teacher. I welcome you all on behalf of Bharat English High School and Junior College. I hope you all are enjoying and studying very hard. So without wasting our time, we are going to head toward our next topic, that is the cop and the anthem, written by O. Henry. Now we are going to see what O. Henry wants to convey from this chapter. But before that, we will be proceeding toward our icebreaker. Once we will solve this, then we will be heading toward our chapter. So the very first question: suppose you have gone to a place where the winter season is very severe. Discuss with your partner the ways in which you will protect yourself in cold climate. So we have to write down the various way that we will be protecting ourselves from cold climate. The answer is very simple, that we will be wearing warm clothes, or we will continue doing exercise to keep our body warm. We will sit near bonfire, or we will drink some hot beverages or soup so that we can keep our body temperature warm. We can also drink hot milk. We can take steam bath. We can stay inside the closed room. This how we will be protecting ourselves from cold. Now we will be heading toward our next question. Our next question is: when you see a cop approaching, you feel either relieved or scared. Discuss with your partner the situation when you feel relieved or scared. So these are some situations where we feel relieved after seeing the cop. The very first is when I walk alone in a dark street. That time when I see a cop, I feel relieved. When I saw a thief stealing my bag, then at that time even I feel relieved the existence of cops. Next, when I was attacked by antisocial element, when I missed the correct road. This all are the situation when I feel relieved after seeing the cop. And the situation when I feel scared after seeing the cop is when I ride a bike without valid driving license or without helmet, when I drive a car on a wrong side, or when I break the red signal, or when I carry more than two friends on a motorcycle. So this all are the situation in which I seriously get scared of scope of getting caught. Next question: discuss some of the motivating things that can change a person's life. One is given. So we have to give a list of a thing that can motivate a person in his life, or he can get self-motivated. The very first thing is, if we listen to an inspiring speech, we definitely get inspired. For example, APJ Abdul Kalam, whenever we listen to his speech, we definitely get inspired. Second, when we attend career development or inspirational seminar, we get inspired. Even if we listen to a successful story, or even by participating in extracurricular activities in the college, even when we see a movie or a film that have inspirational theme, we can also participate in social work so that we can get inspired, or we will get inspired by looking after the social worker work. We can also help the weaker section of the society. We can become a creative participant of the organization working for the well-being of human being. Watching inspirational stories or videos on social media. This how we can motivate and change and bring change in person's life. Here we have completed with our icebreaker. Now we will get to know who the Henry is and what is the chapter about. O. Henry is a William Sidney Potter. He is an American writer. He is well known, famous for his pet name that is O. Henry. He is a good reader since childhood. He started a humorous weekly, The Rolling Stone, and when the venture failed, he joined Houston Post as a reporter, columnist, and the occasional cartoonist. The story of The Cop and the Anthem is one of the O. Henry's well known stories. In the story, the main character is Sophie. He is a vagabond and a person with a criminal background. He makes different plans to re-enter the prison as he has no shelter to protect himself from the severe wind. The story ends in an unexpected way. O. Henry had depicted Sophie's futile attempt to get a rest in a very humorous way. Here, the title, The Cop and the Anthem, means the cop is a police and the anthem represents Sophie's better nature and his desire. The Cop in the Anthem covers one night and one morning in the life of Sophie. Sophie is a homeless man. He lives in New York City in the early of 90s. When it was warm, Sophie lived in Madison Square Park. But now it is winter, so the park is too cold to stay. So Sophie decided to do what he has done for several winters. He get himself arrested so that he can spend the winter in jail. Let's see the story of Sophie from the chapter. The sign of approaching winter were there. Birds began to fly to southward. People seemed to warm new warm clothes. The dead leaves covered the ground. This approaching winter made Sophie restless. He had no home and no warm clothes to cover himself, yet he hoped to find a comfortable lodge for the winter. He hoped to spend winter's 3 months in the prison on the Blackwell's Island. He had been to prison several times with the purpose. Once again, he made a small plan for going to the island. So, winter is here. Birds are migrating towards south. People want new clothes, some warm clothes, so they can keep their body warm. So it's almost wind cold, so leaves are falling down on the ground. Sophie is restless because day by day the wind is increasing and the cold is increasing. So he has no home and no warm cloth to cover his body. But still find a he hoped to find a lodge for the winter so that he can Blackwell's Island. He had already been to prison several times for the same purpose of staying. So the Sophie leave his bench and start walking. He come across Sea of the Asphalt where Broadway and Fifth Avenue flow together. Asphalt means a tar road. So a Broadway is made up of a tar road and Fifth Avenue is a place where they both meet at one center point. So he took his way toward Broadway, and toward Broadway he stopped toward. Soapy was confident from the lowest button of his vest upward. He was clean shaved, his coat was neat, tidy, black color bow which was gifted by a nun on Thanksgiving Day. Soapy's first plan was a good dinner and planned to have a roasted mallard duck with a bottle of. So the Sophie decided after eating the dinner, he will say that he had no money. After saying that he had no money, he is penniless. So the head of the waiter will call a. This how he planned to get himself imprisoned. But the thing doesn't went as the same as he thought. As he entered a restaurant, the best food and the best people in their best clothes appeared here every evening. They are here for having their dinner. Unluckily, the head waiter saw his broken old shoe while he was entering the restaurant, and as soon as he saw him entering, he quietly but quickly moved. Then Sufi left Broadway. It seems to Sufi that the way for which he greatly desired to Blackwell's Island, that is, prison, it is not an easy task. So he tried doing his second of the 6th Avenue electric light. It is the street. He threw a stone into a shop window. That means in order to get in jail, he tried another attempt. He threw a stone on a. So, after throwing a stone at the shop window, he thought he will be imprisoned. But this attempt also fails because when the policeman inquired him, the policeman doesn't believe that the real lawbreaker will stay and still waiting to let himself be voluntarily arrested. And when the policeman sees a man running along the road, he assumes that the running man must be the guilty one. So he ran after that man. So when the policeman inquired Supi about the incident, he said he by himself have done this. The one who breaks the law doesn't wait for a cop to get him arrested. So he thought that this is not the right man who did this. So he went forward and he saw a man running. So he thought this is the man who is. Sophie felt very bad that he tried twice entering into the prison, but all that attempt was unsuccessful. So he was a bit disheartened. But on the same inside, on the opposite side of the street, there was a restaurant. Though that was not of a great pretension, it was a simple restaurant. Sophie don't give up on his dream of getting into the imprison. So here in this restaurant again he tried his luck. He sat at the table and consumed beef steak, flapjack and donut and pie. And he told that he doesn't have money to pay the bill. Chapter we will be completing in our next lecture. I hope you all have enjoyed the chapter. So, without wasting our time, let's toward our activity. There are some more new words in this chapter. You have to make a list of a new word and make a sentence. Second, you have to find out the attempts where the Sophie have done to get himself imprisoned. So, how many attempts he did and what were the attempts we studied today? You have to make a list and write it down in your notebook. Till that time, be home, be safe. See you soon on our next lecture. Thank you.